to give you a bit of background to this video, I was just out going to a coffee shop and I saw a busker, a performer, performing on his guitar. And so I stopped and I said, hey, this is super weird, beautiful music you're playing. I'm an accordion teacher and I'm teaching my students this month how to play with other people. Would you mind if I played with you and I recorded it? We could do it here at the beach, or if you want, you can come to my studio and I'm happy to pay you, but just, can we play together? And so Bill the busker said, sure. We came in the car, we sat in the studio for about 30 minutes, and we played together some original songs, some covers, and we spoke about what it's like to play with others. So I'm really excited to share this video with you. Let's do it. So, welcome. I have with me Bill the busker. I'm sure he has a last name. Yeah. I heard Bill playing, busking, and I asked Bill if he'd be willing to come here and just play together. And Bill graciously said yes. So we have him for a little bit. And since this month we're talking about how to play with others, what better way than meeting someone new and trying to play together?
Absolutely.
So we'll be transparent. Bill plays guitar, but just for last 10 years.
Yes. Yeah.
I guess let's... Do you have songs? Do you have some originals, some covers?
Yeah. Let's go with something simple, right? So this would be an A. This is I think it's in the key of D. So this is it opens in A, then goes to D, and then basically sits on A and D for a bit, and then the chorus, like the final part of the chorus, is a B.
Beautiful.
So you can't always get what you want by the Rolling Stones.
Cool.
Okay, so we go. So, well, I saw her today at the reception. Glass wine in her hand. She was practiced at the art of deception. Had to beat words, bleeding man. You can't always get what you want. Can't always get what you want. Can't always get what you want. That goes to that B. You can try sometimes. Just might find you're getting what you need. Went down to the demonstration, get my fair share of abuse. Gonna vent our frustrations. If we're dumb, we're gonna blow the damn fuse. You can't always get what you want. Can't always get what you want. Can't always get what you want. If you try sometimes, you just might find you're getting what you need. You're getting what you need. Take a solo. Went down to the Chelsea drugstore, get your prescription filled. Stand in line with Mr. Jimmy. Man, did he look pretty hell. We decided we would split a soda. My favorite flavor, cherry press. Sang my song to Mr. Jimmy. With me, that was the day I said to him, you can't always get what you want. Can't always get what you want. Can't always get what you want. If you try sometimes, just might find you're getting what you need. Get what you need. I'm gonna take it down. Saw her today at the reception. Glass of wine in her hands. She was practiced at the art of deception. I can tell by her bloodstained hands. You can't always get what you want. Can't always get what you want. Can't always get what you want. You can try sometimes, just might find you're getting what you need.
Beautiful.
Yeah, that was awesome.
I love it. Are those the real
Yeah.
verses? Those are lyrics, eh?
Those are the lyrics, yeah.
I've never heard them so clearly.
Oh.
So cool.
Well, it's funny because like when I first started playing, right, and that just the fact that song sounds so great, but it's only 3 chords.
Yeah.
Like, you know,
And that
so
B
many.
is a surprise.
Yeah, it is, and like that was actually what started to get me out of my sort of trying to write songs. I just sort of stay in the triads, like you know the A E B or you know like D A G or G A G D C and stuff like that. So like looking at like how like a B comes out of nowhere, kind of it's in that key. It's in the key of B, but it's like an underused.
And we don't resolve it. The B doesn't go to the E, which you kind of want to do to get back to the A, but no, it goes to the D. We have 3 chords. I love it, and I love the drop D tuning. Beautiful.
Thank you.
Cool. Thank you. Let me quadruple check that we're recording. Yeah. Amazing.
Excellent.
Lovely.
Okay, so this one, these are sus chords.
Ooh.
Okay, so like this is a B, like top half is a B, and then that's a D, and then it's G, and then A. Okay, so we're gonna so this is great singer songwriter Canadian Bruce Coburn. So this is Love Is in a Dangerous Time. So like it's gonna basically sit on those 3.
Give me again. There was a B.
A B.
Beautiful. I love that it's
and
open
then
like that.
G. And then the chorus is gonna go. So that's 3A. Then
Cool. Love it.
okay. All right. Give me a second here. Don't the hours go shorter as the days go by. Seems we never get to stop out, pull our eyes. 1 minute you're waiting for the sky to fall. Next you tell us about the beauty of it all. When you love in a dangerous time, when you love us in a dangerous time. This fragile body is touch and taste. This fragrant skin, this hair like lace. Spirits open to the thrust of grace. Never a breath can afford to waste. When you love in a dangerous time. When you love in a dangerous time. When your love's in a dangerous time. Sometimes you make me feel your love's a crime. Nothing worth having coming out some kind of fight. Gotta kick at the darkest till it bleeds daylight. When you love in a dangerous time. When you love in a dangerous time. Lovers in a dangerous time. Lovers in a dangerous time. Beautiful. That was awesome.
Man, oh man. Didn't Bare Naked Ladies did a cover of it?
Yes, yeah.
Cool. Beautiful. I love it's so cool. Usually I'm looking for a guitar and I'm like, oh, the D, the G.
Yeah.
But drop D, I'm loving these shapes. But it's still, to the students out there,
Yeah.
I'm looking to see, like, I don't know the shapes, but this is an A, this is a B, and this is a G. So obviously we're listening a lot. I'm listening a lot, approaching it, letting Bill sing and seeing like what fits, being very cautious with the notes that fit into a B and a G. So the B and the D, that worked. And then that seemed to work, right? A slow walk up that involves a B minor, an A, and a G. I don't know what a suspended chord is, but this kind of fits.
Yeah,
right?
absolutely.
Like it felt okay.
Yeah.
Cool. Beautiful.
Yeah, that was awesome.
I love it.
So when you talk about the shapes there, so when I first started learning guitar, because I can't figure out the actual guitar stuff, right? I tried for years, couldn't do it. A friend of mine played slide guitar in open tuning,
Cool.
so I was like, I'll give it a try. So I started watching the king of open tuning.
This is called open tuning.
This is called open tuning. Yeah. So Richie Havens. Do you know who Richie Havens?
No.
He was the opening act for Woodstock, the very first guy. He has a song called Freedom, but like he's got this, but he plays an open D. But I watched him, and he's huge hands. So what he was doing is right where I are like this. He was, but then was doing like these little.
Oh, and those are the suspended chords that you just did.
Yeah. So like that's, and I was like, well, what is this? Right? You know what I mean? Like. So when I first like Love Is in a Dangerous Time, I didn't realize that was what it was for about 5 years after because I was like, what is this? It sounds so good. It sounds like something that I know, but couldn't figure it out. And I played it for a friend, and he was like, Love Is in a Dangerous Time. And I was like,
Cool. Beautiful. Do you have time for one more?
yeah, absolutely. Well, let's do the Empress of the Snow, the original
I'd
one.
love to hear an original of yours too after.
Yeah.
Whatever.
So let's do one of my originals now, the one I played when I met you. So it's a D, A, G, and then back to that
B-ish.
that B flat sus chord. Like okay.
Cool.
So as I said, this is a song about what it would be like to meet a goddess at a party.
I love it.
A Scottish goddess at a party.
That's your number two if you need it.
Was a day in a warm sunny May. She floated in like the breeze. Her fire yet gleamed, her emerald eyes fade, murmured with grace with ease. Her words were like sweet poetry, voice just like how sirens sang. Filling up the air, so sweet, so fair, like songbirds taking to wing. Let me go to that beat. In her brown was a tempest, deep within my soul. Being in the hills, lost and alone. In her smile, my heart soared like never before. Then to the G, burn the warm fires of home. Every eye belonged to her. She owned her room like a queen. We all seemed to know she was Empress of the Snow. It really wasn't her scene. Sad, silent look in her eye, it's one I can never forget. Hunting it clear like a gypsy fortune seer. Her gaze not easily met. I look too fast. In her frown was a tempest, deep within my soul. Being in the hills, lost and alone. In her smile, my heart soared like never before. In her laughter, burn the warm fires of home. We talked into the deep of the night. She took a hold of my hand, said, walk with me, please. Her fingers I squeezed, exhaling like we both had it planned. Outside, free, it was just her and me. Gazed down and out the moon. Drank sweet wine, we're both feeling fine. She whispered, the dawn's coming soon. In her brown was a tempest, deep within my soul. feet in the hills, lost and alone. In her smile, my heart soared like never before. In her laughter, burn no warm fires of home. I awoke the break of day, feeling the warmth of the sun. Sometime in the dark, she'd depart, with my heart she'd run. But earthly sense still lingered there, her dream I can't claim. Ghost of a kiss forever on my lips, ever I whisper her name. And so I built a temple deep within my soul. Inside there sits a golden throne, waiting the return of the Empress of the Snow. Reignite the warm fires of home. Yes, to reignite the warm fires of home.
Beautiful.
Thank you. Also want to say to your students out there, like, so if you search Empress of the Snow on YouTube, it'll come up there like a picture of like a poppy or something. It's from my radio broadcast. So there is a great version on there that actually a fiddle player who I know for a bunch of years, but he'd never heard the song before. I played it once for him in rehearsal. He played the fiddle
on that radio broadcast,
and now I've got it on YouTube, as well as Love Is in a Dangerous Time, which also has a the fiddle and my friend who plays tenor banjo. So there are a couple of good versions up of if anybody wants to try playing along by themselves. Yeah, absolutely. So he's Bill Cooper on YouTube, but if you type Empress of the Snow, it'll come up. And if you do want to actually start to try and play along, and yeah, exactly. There's a bit more filler music, like fiddles and stuff in there, but yeah, please.
Cool. And what? So when you get together with people, kind of like this, how do you tell the fiddle player? What's it like for you to meet musicians? Both experienced, non-experienced, your fiddle player who you may know or not know, or the tenor banjo.
Yeah.
How do you communicate to other musicians? Do you play?
Big part of why I picked up guitar. So like I said, I've only been playing for 10 years, but harmonica is voice is my first instrument, then harmonica, and now along came guitar. But harmonica has a different language when it comes to talking. So it's done with harmonica tab. You're not told the notes. So like it's got 1 to 10 with little boxes and an arrow going this way or an arrow going that way.
Inhale or exhale.
Exactly. So that's all you. So I have no idea. So I learned the circle of fifths because I needed to as a harmonica player, because there are like 7 different positions. So you got straight harp, cross harp, concert. Like there's so many different. I think like circle of sevenths, circle of fifths, all these different things. But I had a hard time explaining to people. I'd be like, this is in the key of D, and I want it. These are the chords. I couldn't do that. I could just be like, it's in D, and I kind of play
3 and 4.
Yeah, I kind of play harmonica a little bit, and they'd be like, no, that's not what I want. You know what I mean? Like, so being able to actually effectively communicate by learning how other musicians talk to each other is important. Not so much. The timing signatures and stuff like that when playing with other people, you can usually
we kind of listen, like when are the chord changes?
Exactly, being this is 5/8 timing or like whatever, it's kind of helpful. But maybe if you're doing a Bo Diddley beat, like you're being like, this is Bo Diddley, and everyone knows that's bump 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 bump, like But yeah, knowing what key your songs are in and your chords.
Cool.
The best way, and then when somebody talks to you, like we did here earlier when I was saying about sus chords, and you were like, I don't really know those, but you can play a little bit, so people can actually get an idea and an ear for it, and like sort of like figure it out on their own.
And how are you with people saying, hey, we're gonna play something we're gonna play You Are My Sunshine in G?
Yep.
Are you receptive to that?
Oh, of course.
We're gonna play G and C and D. You're like, chords enough.
Absolutely. Like, so I perform in another street band called Rat Monk. They actually, they'd be remiss if David would be mad if I didn't mention. They are available on Bandcamp.
Cool.
They're Rat Monk. I am on that, playing harmonica and singing.
Rat Monk?
Rat Monk.
Rat Monk. We'll link them in the description.
Yeah. At Rat Monk. But so with them, we play Folsom Prison in E.
Cool.
But with my banjo player who I'm going to meet this afternoon, we play in G. So, and then when I do it by myself, I play in D.
For your voice.
So, yeah, just that.
Oh, and
so,
no, drop D.
Yeah, so, yeah, being willing and open to being like, you know, I don't know that one in that key, but really I found that once I know basically the chord progression in D, I just, if I capo off here, then I'm in open F, so I can just go, I can just change, if I capo off, I can then just change my keys.
Yeah.
And then, but it's all the same.
Same finger shapes.
Yeah, exactly. Just further up the guitar and like, you know, like so.
Cool.
Yeah.
And have you played with people that need the sheet music in front of them?
Yes.
Or write out the G to D?
Yes.
And that's their thing, right?
It is.
Cool.
It is actually I've played with quite a few people. Actually, my banjo player, when he's learning new stuff, that's
has to write it down.
He carries around the little stand with him and everything,
Yep.
and yeah, he has a big binder and he pulls out his sheets and he, you know, he finds it really helpful and it helps him stay. But when we're playing stuff that we know together, he doesn't.
Yeah.
He doesn't need it, right?
Yeah,
You know,
he knows the timing and when the chord changes happen. But otherwise, to keep track of 40 songs,
Yeah.
it's good to flip
Well,
the
it's
page.
also, he's been playing banjo for 20-ish years, but he never took lessons. Okay, so he's self-taught, and about a year and a half ago, he decided that he wanted to actually take some lessons. So well, we're pretty well known in the bluegrass community in Vancouver, and one of the best banjo players in all of BC is called Jeff Scroggins. So my buddy Alex managed to score Jeff Scroggins as his teacher. So he really, you know, like, and so the sheets now are actually helping him remember the new way of playing. Like, cause he's like, you know, like he's actually learning, like being that, like, oh, I actually have to do the D7 really far up the neck to get that particular sound and not get this kind of, even though that sounded okay, but being up here actually made it sound perfect.
Yeah,
so,
yeah. Like leveled up.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
I appreciate that with guitar players. You realize that they've studied some things. So
Yeah.
it's not a D here. They're able to play 4 different types of
Yeah,
keys.
exactly.
Fretboard.
And it is, like you said, level up. For me, as a musician, it's a lot like playing a role-playing video game. You get experience points.
Yeah,
you start, I mean, you're like,
new achievement unlocked.
yeah. And at first you're like unlocked, and then you kind of plateau, and it's like a month or two. Where you just, if you're hammering at it, you're putting in your time.
Yep.
You know, like you'll get that level up, and you all of a sudden be like, oh, I could do that. I didn't know I could do that, or like something that you weren't even trying to do, and you figured out that you're able to do. Like, you know.
And are you still learning? Do you
Of course.
practice?
Every day.
What does that look like for you at this stage?
Well, learning, I mean, like, with open D, I have difficulty with, so like A minors are difficult, because like, for an A minor, I'd have to be like this, like that, and then like that, right? To get that A minor sound. And it's really difficult to do when you're coming from down here to like the A
To
minor.
jump
Like,
to an A minor.
so that's a lot of stuff that I'm practicing with that. Also, I just, a lot of times just playing with the guitar, like just listening to the musicality of it, like listening to be like, oh, I did that, and I did that, and I did that, and like that sounded really good, like, you know, and that kind of, like I was messing around the other day, just I was killing time waiting for the ferry, and I had this like
Beautiful.
and I was like, this sounds really awesome. So I've been sort of not obsessing, but like I've been playing that a lot, because I'm like, there's something there. I'm going to figure out. I'm not sure what the song's about yet. Like, you're waiting for the song to tell me.
You're a songwriter, I forget. Yeah.
Yeah.
Cool. Beautiful. Do we have one more? I'm
Yeah.
also happy with.
I'll play you my So this is like mostly all sus chords. So this starts out in a D, but then like goes all the way down. What's that?
That was such a Joni Mitchell
Oh,
chord.
yeah. But she's also
Sprinkles.
another open D tuner. Open E, actually. She plays in open E.
For her voice.
So, what's it called? Big Yellow Taxi. Like, so that's actually really sort of,
All those beautiful notes that happen when it's open.
But it's such a, like, these open tunings are so, the musicality is really easy to kind of find. Just placing your fingers down on certain strings at certain times, it'd be like, oh, what was that?
Yeah. Cool. And give yourself time to allow for that to happen. Anyways,
Exactly.
Yeah, sorry, keep going.
All right, okay, so
Beautiful.
this song was co-written with a friend of mine named Rachel. So I came up with the sort of the guitar bit, and I played it for her, and she was like, "Oh!" So we sat. We actually wrote most of this in about 2.5 hours in an afternoon in the middle of winter, sitting in a van. So this song is called Thumb East.
Thumb East.
24 hours thumbing east on the highway. My guitar up, no one's going my way. Dark slowing down from the somber heat. Pack is getting lighter, dead on my feet. Open my eyes to listen to the frogs. Stretch a little cigarette, fed my dog. Coat and boots, break a camp for the day. Longing for a ride to carry me far away. Oh, birds up by me, I'm still in Saskatchewan. Hiking down this highway since break of dawn. Manitoba's over yonder where I can hop a train straight out to Montreal, through Ontario again, so the choice is A and G. That's what I thought this morning at least. 18 hours later, I'm still stumbling east. Dreaming up banjos, fiddles, and accordions, all like ladies with crazy Acadians. He fries it up on the asphalt at my feet. Butterflies and crickets dance in fields of weeds. Buzz from nowhere like a hot breeze. Sweating to bandana without a breeze. Low trailers pass me by to kick up quite a haze. Almost out of breed, I've been out here for days. Long enough the waves to rock me to sleep on my friend's sailboat upon the ocean deep. Somewhere on this prairie out hiking number 1. 18 hours out in the summer sun. Make it there faster, only Nick's here's my song. Solitary gypsies won't bother anyone. The sky now flows to performance fire. Kicking rocks a little slow, heart ready to retire. Light a little fire as the fence gets cold. Moonlight's up my campsite for a Roman family of old. Smoked half a joint with nip moonshine. I own nothing but this whole world is mine. Underneath the stars, rockers pillow for my head. Rhythm of mixed breathing rocks my soul to bed. Down at the crossroads in a steaming bag, whisper the music's blessed dreams back. Crack in the sail, she still billows on, but that merriment made in every song. Nixie shifts in size. I close my eyes, sending prayers, Kushti Bach to all the travelers and the kin. Outlaw warrior poets, musicians.
Cow. Beautiful, thank you.
Thank you.
So, how can people find you?
Okay, so Facebook, I'm Bill the Busker. So it's Bill space and then the Busker's one word.
Yep.
And I'm Bill Cooper on YouTube.
And that's where they can find you with the radio recordings.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Bill the Busker, I think, has some more radio recordings on it. I just figured YouTube might be easy. But if you look me up on Facebook, there's definitely the two songs. Not the last one I played because I haven't managed to rip that one and put it up yet. But it's definitely me playing with 2 or 3 different people. And a bunch of different songs that we did. So
amazing. I mean, yeah. Thank you.
You're very welcome.
Someone was asking today. Yeah, thank you. We can we can end there. One of my students was asking, when you enter a room and there's a fiddle player, how, talk me through the process of how do you think about, do I approach them? Can I play with them? How do you gauge that? What's been...
Well, Joe, I mean, like, depends on where you are. So, for example, like the Pacific Northwest Bluegrass Society. So, they meet in the winter. They meet at the Anza Club, and in the summer it's at Trout Lake, which is outside in the summer. But so you've got different circles. So you have got 3, and then they actually have once a month. They have what they call slow pitch, where everything like really really simple stuff, like but like basically you have 3 different groups. So you've got like beginner, intermediate, and advanced.
Got it. So you know ahead of time the experience level of the other musicians.
With that situation. Now, other times you really are sort of going a bit blind.
You show up to a party and there's a fiddle player and an accordion.
Yeah.
Accordion. Hopefully it's good.
Yeah. Well, I mean, like a lot of cases, I'd say like just being a little bold, being and going talking, being like, hey, what type of music do you play? Blah 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 blah. Like, I play as well. Like that type of thing. And oftentimes you can gauge in a very short span in a conversation, like whether or not you guys are would be. And if the guy's way more advanced, maybe you might be able to be like, if you're in a bar or something like that, or maybe like, can I buy you a beer and let you teach me something? Because let me tell you, people like to show people. If they know something and they know it really well, going up and saying, "Look, man, can I buy you a beer and would you mind teaching me a riff or a chord progression that I don't know?"
Cool.
Or, that's something that's worked for me in the past.
Yeah.
Now, it's hard for me because I'm one of the few. Most people don't play harmonica anymore. So there's not many people I meet who are better than me.
Got it.
But in straight harp and cross harp, right? Like a lot of people are at my level or below, like and it's I don't know why harmonica has died. I really don't.
It's such a portable instrument. I did the old guitar with the old Bob Dylan. That's you're like, don't do that.
Well, the thing like with those. Because the way I play harmonica, it has to be so tight here. I have to sing like this and then come back up to the harmonica. And like, I hate that Bob Dylan chordy style. I just don't like it very much. So.
Someone's saying, do you play Stairway? No.
Yeah. I do know how to play Knock Knock, but I don't. Same with Wagon Wheel. You know the song Wagon Wheel?
Yeah, everyone knows.
How many... Like, we just refuse. Pretty much any busker I know... It would be a 20 to get me to play. At least 20 to get me to play, right?
But with the harp, with a blues harmonica, you can play along with other musicians, though, right?
Absolutely, yeah.
Yeah.
And that's also that's like with the blues, like harmonica is 4-note. You can just stay in 4-note blues, where you're basically staying in that anywhere from 3 to 6.
Got it, because each one you can inhale, exhale, and bend.
Yeah, exactly. And those lower end notes on the harmonica are way easier to bend and to get more expression out of them. So.
Same with accordion. Some people bend. I don't know how to do it, but same vibrating reed, just bellows.
Yeah, you're just you're warping the reed a touch.
Yes.
Now the problem is I'm very aggressive with my harmonicas, so I killed one of them. I killed my last one yesterday.
Bent it too hard.
Yeah, the note it goes flat, right? So all of a sudden it'd be like you're like all of a sudden this note here is just a quarter step down, and
you can't play it. You can't touch it.
You can't. Like I can play around it.
Yeah.
But it's like I don't like it. Like I'm good enough to know that like and I just go into a different kind of sort of rhythm, like play more rhythm harmonica than lead harmonica.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Amazing. Cool.
But harmonicas are great. And again, like I'm a big believer in 20 minutes a day.
Yeah.
Put in like even just 20
15 minutes for its triads or arpeggios and ear training.
I'm a big believer in it. But the thing with the harmonica is you can you can bring it anywhere.
Yeah, waiting for the bus, waiting for a kid.
I used to drive people insane. But I'd be like, I'm never going to see these people again. What do I care, right? And then eventually people are like, that sounded really good.
Public practice.
Exactly.
Practice.
Exactly. That's what I like about busking, and I'm learning something new. So I could sit at home and practice, or I could go outside and people will throw money at me.
Yeah. What was requires, like you said, to be bold.
Yes.
Do you remember the first time you went out and
Oh
played music
yeah,
in public?
absolutely, yeah.
Was it a gradual transition? Yeah, what was that like?
So my first time busking was Alt 9,
What
right?
was that?
So 2009.
Oh, Alt 9. Got it.
Alt 9, yeah. So I started that summer. It was just me at a harmonica and singing, and I was so timid.
Yeah.
Like I was just sitting there playing like so quietly. I barely make any money. I remember it's like in Ottawa there's a street called Spark Street. It's a big pedestrian street that runs parallel to the Parliament buildings.
Mm-hmm.
And it was a Sunday evening, and it was 5 o'clock, and it was dead. Like beautiful sunny. And I was there with my dog, dead. And I was like, you know what? F it. And I just gave it. And I started playing, like really singing and really playing. And all of a sudden I made $20.
Unreal, right?
And I was like, I've been doing this wrong, like, you know, for the past like 3 weeks. Like, no wonder I haven't been making any money, because I've just been sitting there like, oh. And from then on, it was like just people like the passion, people like energy, people like to see that. Yeah. And even if you're just learning a song, like, and honestly, don't worry about making mistakes. Most people didn't notice. You were the one who probably noticed more than anybody else.
100%.
Because like going back, being like, oh, stopping and going back, worst thing you can do. Just move on. Just keep going with the next. Same with if you're playing with other people.
Yeah.
You hit a sour note. Don't worry about it.
Yep.
Keep moving. Just remember what that note was, so you don't hit it the next time and it comes back around.
Yep.
Not just that. Be confident. Most people are going to be happy that you're playing along with them. Most people get excited about the idea, because this is an energy share. This really is a thing where people are sharing a lot of energy and you know, being open with each other.
Yeah.
You know, so yeah, be bold. Make sure that you just hit it with as much energy as you have, and there's no reason why you shouldn't be doing what you're doing.
Oh, it requires so. I mean, you're shining. When I saw Bill, he was playing with your big deep voice and the guitar, and it was lunchtime, and usually it's quiet. People are in their cars going through the drive-through, and this was just like, here's beautiful energy. So yeah, thank you for doing that. Thanks for sharing this.
Thank you for having me on. I really appreciate it.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you, guys.
Awesome, Bill. Thank you. That was.